Words here again, and we've got some little changes once again. Really, like I said before, next week we'll be doing this only on Thursdays, so hopefully that'll be more content and less of me just sort of saying, "Here's what I intend to do." So let's see. Looking at the change log here. First off, I've fixed a bug that I'd mentioned before, where picking up items was causing enemies to not actually take their turn. This is because of it was I put in the end turn function, the script that ends the turn twice. Basically, it was doubled up for that particular action. So that was a pretty simple fix. I just had to get rid of it in one place where I'd screwed up and left it in when I'd like moved some logic around into like scripts and things. Basically, it was doing some cleanup and ended up duplicating that piece of code. So it actually ended up ending the turn for you, then ending the turn for the next character, and then going on to the next character after that. Pretty simple thing, but it's fixed now. So that's a thing now. So I added in some other pieces of information, and in theory, I believe one of the main things that changed here now is I can pick up this item, put it in my bag, move over here, pick up this item, put it in my bag, pick up this item, put it in my bag, and the last thing, go to this item, pick it up, go to store it, and that bag is now gone. Haha, it's magic. Also, it's full. The bag is full. If I go to my inventory, that bag has 0 space left in it, as you can see. It no longer will, in theory, if you somehow bypassed that system, which there's no other way to do that, so it doesn't really matter right now, but it doesn't actually do any check when you try to put an item into a bag, so it would still go negative if I did, but there's no way to do it. It just doesn't list the item anymore if it's full. So which makes sense. It would be stupid to list it and then just have it come with a message, hey, it's full. It's like, well, I knew that. I shouldn't have selected it. I didn't mean to. What do you think I'm stupid? No. Just doesn't list it. Screw that. So I can only put 3 swords. Apparently these are big bags with very sturdy linings, I guess, or something. I don't know what they're made of, but they apparently can hold 3 swords without any problem. And that is what I did yesterday. Now, what I've done here, today, first off, I've added this status page, which is pretty simple. It's got these kind of goofy attributes that I've put on, which I don't know if they're going to be what I actually end up using. It's just kind of... I decided at some point that I needed to have them be different than the usual or whatever, and I also forgot a colon here, but whatever. So we've got physique, form, and acuity. Why not? For basically its strength, dexterity, and intelligence. So I don't know. I guess I could probably just call them that, couldn't I? I mean, it's not like anybody has a copyright on those particular words. I mean, you see them in all sorts of RPGs, but I still couldn't help but feel like I needed to change it and somehow make it more descriptive or something. I don't know. Because in theory, I was going to have form be something more than just dexterity. It was going to cover like sort of almost like the health aspect as well. And maybe include like cunning and that sort of thing. So I don't know if it would be like cunning and charisma even, but I don't know if that's actually true or not yet. Obviously, none of this actually means anything yet, so that's yet to be decided. That's something I'll have to probably actually. There might be some actual mathing involved, maybe actually going through and figuring out what any of that means, doing the calculations basically to test the use of those numbers in some way, shape, or form. But that's neither here nor there at this point. It's still not actually used yet. I haven't put in any button to use an item or anything. You can't attack the enemies yet. I know it sucks. I know how much you want to be able to bash things or whatever. And once that's something like that is in, once there's more once there's more stuff going on, I might actually make a demo that's playable and everything too. But for now, this is it. Again, just the basic, that means that at this point, that's it. The inventory's done. I've added a little basic status page, and the last thing is, first off, this is one you can't see, but I've added in the ability to use the arrow keys to move. It's just a stupid thing. But last episode, I said I was going to make it you move with the mouse. I'm not sure I'm actually going to do that anymore. I just don't like the idea of... I kind of find it awkward to move a single character with the mouse. And sometimes you're like, maybe you choose to move to a location. It's like, I didn't mean to do that. Maybe something comes to light along the way. And I guess, in theory, your character could stop moving if the situation changes. But that's just annoying. I feel like it's just more intuitive to use, like, either, the numpad or the arrow keys to move so that you're, like, this is my turn, you know what I mean? The other thing that I've changed is hi there. I came up from above. I changed the AI a little bit. First off, um, as you can see, other than that, which I'll get to in a second, if I keep ending my turn, they'll no longer move around me, which I don't know if you noticed it before or if I mentioned it, but they would previously kind of shift around because they considered their own space to be solid. So when they chose a target, they would say, hey, this position is solid, so I can't use that as my target. I have to choose someplace else. And the reason that he moved like that just now is because I've made it so that they will actually now also consider the fact that there's like a corner that they have to cut through. So see, he didn't like that position anymore. Previously, he would have moved to that position and be like, yeah, okay, whatever. I can't actually hit him from here, but screw it. So now the game actually goes through and decides on, like a position that actually makes sense. Yeah, just the positions that actually make sense. They actually take into account the fact that they have to cut through a corner to hit that position, and they don't choose that anymore. So that's what I've done this time. That's actually kind of some of that leads up. That's some additions to the AI, which could actually lead up to maybe because they can actually now consider where they're positioning themselves. They might actually then be able to do something about it, rather than just sort of being menacing and standing near you. They might actually attack. You might be able to attack next time. I don't know actually. I wouldn't get your hopes up. There's a few other things I want to go over first. There's some stuff, basically, how do I put this? If I'm going to include any sort of elevation in the game, if that's going to be a thing, then I need to add it. I need to do it soon, and then have so that it doesn't end up affecting things later where I've not considered it yet. So I need to go ahead and I might do that. I might start adding something like that in. It's going to affect that's going to affect pathing for one thing. If I did that, it's going to make it it's going to cost more to move uphill and less maybe to do downhill. So that might be a thing that affects how you move in the game. So that's the beginnings of like the idea of terrain maybe. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know what else I might do. I'm gonna be thinking about it and trying to work on it over the next week. So next week we should have something else new as well, a fixing of basically just the one last bug here that we're seeing, the one that I know of anyway, which is also it causes them to move kind of weird sometimes. Right now he's doing okay. I think it's got something. No, at that time he decided he was okay at the time, and then that guy moved to get in his way is the main problem. That's the problem. Oh, that makes sense actually. He moves over here, he says, it's perfectly fine. This guy moves over here and says, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Maybe that's okay, actually. I don't know. Maybe the corner cutting thing doesn't even matter. Point is, that's what I've done, and you should click on like, I guess, if you want to go ahead and, do that. And you should go ahead and subscribe for more of this and more of other stuff. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time.